You know, I like to say every day you're either staying the same or you're growing. So, how is your shop doing in some of these key areas? Again, just a little bit better. And for our conversation today, we're going to talk about just a 5% increase, a little tweak to your car count, to your average repair order, and to your gross profit margins. And I'm going to share with you some strategies to implement that in your shop and to make it happen. All right, let's dive in. So in a typical shop, let's just say you're doing 50 cars a week, a 5% increase would look like a half a car a day. Now, come on, I know you can get at least a half a car a day. I'll share with you a few strategies to be able to do that here in just a bit. Let's take a look at your average repair order. Most shops today, you could have a $300 average repair order, and many shops have well over $1,100. But just play along. What would that little teeny improvement look like? I'll share with you some ways to get that done as well. And then as far as gross profit margin, that's huge, but gross profit margin, just a 5% increase from where we're at. So maybe you're at 55% in this example. That 5% increase from 55% is just 2.75%. So raising that up to 57.75. Again, all of these things are easily done, but they will yield big results. So let's talk about increasing your car count first. How do you get that half a car a day? Well, the first thing I would say, let's take a look at improving our phone skills. I know through the course of my career, I've done plenty of mystery shops, and usually we do a pretty bad job of answering the phone. Is the person in your shop that's picking up the phone, are they trained? Are they using scripts to convert those calls? Again, we're only looking for a small increase. So that's an area to pay attention to. Next, let's take a look at a referral program. So in a referral program, what you're going to do is invite your best customers to ask their family, their friends for a referral. In other words, send me another great customer just like you. And the key to this is it doesn't happen by itself. You've got to go ahead and ask them and incentivize them. Many shops are sending out a free oil change to the person that refers somebody and also to that customer that's trying your shop for the first time. It can be a very effective way in increasing your car count and bringing in loads of good customers. And then lastly, let's talk about your follow-up marketing. Are you booking your customers' next appointment? Are you sending them an email or a text message reminding them of their next appointment or potentially any unsold work or declined work? This is virtually free. It doesn't cost you anything to send an email or a text message. So examine what you're doing right now to increase your follow-up marketing, and let's just see if we can't crank it up just a little bit. Next, let's talk about increasing your average repair order. So I'm going to start with, and you knew it, better inspections. I mean, today, the average vehicle on the road is well over 12 years. They have 100,000 miles on them. That's what's coming in our shop today. And it's great news for us in the auto repair business because it means lots of opportunities. But are you following that 300% rule? Are we inspecting 100% of the cars that come in the door? Is my service advisor estimating all that needed work? And more importantly, are we sharing that all with the customer? You as the shop owner better be checking on this to make sure those inspections are actually being shared. A good rule of thumb for me is we should be finding 5 hours of work on each vehicle or more. If you're not finding 5 hours or more worth of needed work, it's time to really take a close look at how well your technicians are following that process. Offer choices, good, better, or best. Have you ever been in a fast food restaurant and they always say, would you like a small, medium, or a large? Of course you have. I'm sure that adds hundreds of thousands of dollars to that revenue. So in our business, could you offer a good, better, best oil change package? And a little tidbit, most customers, when provided with 3 choices, will choose that middle choice. So that's already a little bump, a little upsell. Let's not forget about companion sales. Take, for example, that tire rotation. Maybe you can increase that to a tire rotation with a wheel balance. Little things like that can lead to big results in your average repair order. And again, we already mentioned the cars that are rolling in the shop. Look, they're 12.6 years old is what I saw in our last research. they all require maintenance. And with a lot of the tools that we have at our disposal, like Carfax and so forth, you can take a look at what maintenance is required on that car and really what maintenance has been done. And again, no hard selling, just present it to the customer. With the new car prices out of control, it's in your customer's best interest to maintain the current car that they have. Lastly, let's talk about increasing that gross profit margin. I'm going to start with parts margins. So many times I see that that's a big problem in businesses. Things like, are you charging your regular standard matrix for dealer parts? Why not? Your warranty is a heck of a lot better than what the dealer offers, and you deserve to be compensated for that. Next, let's examine our labor practices. Often, I see shops are giving away valuable time, road testing that vehicle with the customer, maybe tracking down a noise. These are things that you should be charging for. We all know that the technician cost is going up, and it's harder and harder to find technicians today. If your technician is putting time into that vehicle, trying to locate a noise, for example, let's make sure we're charging the customer. We implemented that in our shop several years ago and got really zero resistance from the customer. Consider using a labor matrix. Look, when you're looking at those build hours in the labor guide, you got to understand that's when the car was new. That's how they came up with that time, when the car was brand new. Now today, we've already said the fleet is aging, average age of the vehicle well over 12 years, as I said before. So there's a lot of wear and tear built into these cars, and things just don't come apart like they did when it was brand new. Make sure you get compensated for that. Let's take a look at what those tiny improvements, the change, actually made in this example. It took our weekly sales from $25,000 to $27,562, a $2,562 change. No big deal, you might say. Our annual sales went from 1.3 million to 1.433. We bumped those annual sales up $133,250. And what it did for this shop in gross profit dollars, that's the money that the shop generated to be able to pay us expenses, all of those things, the gross profit dollars jumped $112,701. So again, huge increases by tiny little improvements in the shop. Hey, that's all for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Sure would appreciate it. Thanks.